Hello, Rocio. Good evening.
Hello, teacher. How are you?
I cannot complain. What about you?
Fine.
Fine. That's good. How was
Yeah.
your today? Is Tuesday, right? I feel a little lost.
Yes. And I'm happy because I don't know. Maybe tomorrow paid. So I'm that the money. It's a little important in
Oh,
this month.
yeah.
So I am happy.
Yes, to be motivated, right? To continue.
Yes.
Yes, I think, well, I think that I have to wait until Thursday, I think. Yes. Well, at least in my case, yes, I think I have to wait some days until Thursday, the last one. Yes, but well, yes, I hope so. You will get paid tomorrow. Tomorrow is 30, right?
Yes, it's very.
Yes. Okay. Yes, it's the last one. Okay, good. So tell me, what was the last topic that we had?
Um, the direct speech and we saw examples with uh, for example with professions like doctor like other.
Yes, exactly. We were practicing with reporter speech, yes. And as you say, we have some professions, and we were practicing like pretend to repeat what they say to us, right? Yes, exactly. And we also had these two expressions, by the bullet and cutting corners. Do you remember the meaning?
Yes, by the bullet is when you take a risk that you know that that situation maybe will be difficult for you, that you
Mhm.
say, okay, I'm going to, and I'm by the bullet.
Yes, exactly.
And cutting corners is when you take the other, I don't know, the other path, maybe for doing the things.
Mhm.
Um,
But it's good or it's bad? What do you
it's well, I don't know. I think it depends, but
think?
because sometimes you take other path and you didn't you took the best option. So I don't know. It depends.
Okay, in this expression specifically, when you see cutting corners, it's in a bad way. Okay, why? Because they are trying to save time or trying to save money. Yes, so it's not like the best option. Okay, like the best path to follow. Okay, so be careful with cutting corners because that would be in a bad way. Okay, good. Okay, good. And well, let's see the next part. Okay, well, this will be the unit number 4. Today, yesterday I was preparing this class, and I realized that in all the like the first page that I showed you, I never changed the units, right? So I was showing you unit 1, unit 1, unit 1, but no, actually we are in unit number 4. Okay, the third condition. And well, in this level, at the end of the last class, you're going to present like a, well, that would be like, we're going to select one topic and you're going to give a presentation, okay? It will take us around 5 minutes, around 5 minutes, and I will send the guidelines to do the activity, okay? But it's the last class, so that would be, let me check. This is our third week, so that will be on Friday. 8, I think. Mm-hmm. The last, because this is the 3rd week, so the next one is the 4th one. So yes, will be on Friday 8. Okay, we're going to have that presentation. Okay, so for this unit, we have the 3rd conditional. Okay, and tell me, do you remember or have you ever studied the 3rd conditional, or is completely new?
I only remember that is if uh, I don't know, you only include if in the sentence,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't remember the
The structure, the full structure.
yes, yes, the full structure, but you use past perfect, I think, and I only remember that.
Uh-huh. Okay, good. Yes, we just passed perfect. Okay, we're going to have some question in this one. Don't worry about the structure, if you are using in a good way or not. We are just gonna try to answer these questions, okay? And then I will show you the correct structure, just to review a little bit with this before to start. Okay, it's like the engage part for today. Let's see. Okay, help me to read and then answer to me the question.
Okay, I don't speak English. How how would you have felt if you hadn't been able to speak English well?
Okay, imagine that you cannot speak English well because I know that you can. How would you answer this question? Imagine that you have an interview in English and that was a disaster. Tell me
That
how. Uh-huh.
that's that's happened to me. Once in
Oh,
an
well,
interview.
don't worry. It happened to me at the beginning too. I remember. I will never forget it. Okay, tell me.
Um,
How would you have felt? Just try to answer.
uh, I don't know. Sorry, teacher. Give me a second. Only I close the door.
Okay, okay. Okay, good. Go ahead.
Sorry. Uh, well, I think I I told him. Uh, no, the question is for me.
Yes.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. I felt so bad if I if I hadn't been able speak English well because I didn't communicate my ideas in that interview. I think.
Mhm. Okay, okay, good. Mhm. Okay, let's see the next one. Let's see this one. If you hadn't had your own name, how would you have called yourself? Because your name is Rocio, but if you uh, hadn't had your own name, how would
Uh,
you have called yourself?
mm, if I don't know if I understand, but if the question is if I can change my name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think let me see, maybe Cielo or yes. My mom's in once time ago told me uh, the my she decided in that time my name maybe will be Cielo Rocío, but my father said no. So I think if I have um, changed my name, uh,
Uh-huh.
I changed for Cielo.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. And now let's see. Tell me. Okay. Let's do this last one. Okay. We have where would you have gone on holiday last summer if you had the change to go anywhere?
Um, Maybe if I had the change to go anywhere, I go to is the last is isn't past the question or
Uh-huh.
is okay. Um, Maybe I decided I went to Swedish.
Okay.
Uh,
Swedish, you will like?
yes, my best friend lives in that place, so I met her when I was a child.
Okay. And
Yes,
she
when I
moved,
was
live there? And she moved
sorry.
there? She moved there?
Yes, she moved in 2000. I don't know, nine, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
and I miss her a lot. So
Oh, yes. I
yeah,
imagine that.
yes, but all of these years we talk more a lot. Sorry.
Okay. That's
Yes,
good.
yes,
Yes, or maybe you will have the opportunity to visit her.
yes. I visit her in 2020, I think.
Mhm.
Before I don't know, after the pandemic, after the coronavirus,
Okay.
I visit her in that place. It's so cool, but so
Really?
yes, the weather is so I don't know, it's so bad. I feel bad in that travel.
Really? You feel a little bit sick?
Yes, I felt sick. Um, it's difficult because you are in this country you are so you see the sun, for example. In that
Mhm.
country you don't see the sun. I only saw the sun for 10 minutes and only that in all
Okay.
day, and I felt so I don't know confused. My mind it was so yes.
Yes, as you imagine that, definitely. Yes, I have listened that in that part of that side of the world, yes, they cannot see the sun. Uh-huh. Or sometimes they even cannot see during 6 months, I think. But it's
Yes,
not, right? Yes. And it's so cloudy, it's so dark, and you feel a little bit sick,
yes.
like
and
depressed,
and
like
I was
sad.
and I was in that place in December.
Hmm.
So it's so cool, and you never see the sun. So it's difficult. And yes, the people sometimes you can see the people sad, like I don't know. And in this country is so different in that season. You only see the happy people and dance cumbia and all of that things. And that place is I don't know, it's
It's
so
weird, I think.
yes, it's weird. For me, it's
Okay, what's Christmas season, right?
sorry.
What's Christmas season?
Yes, in Christmas season.
Okay, okay, but it's completely different, right? From us, from here, our country.
Yes, it's different. It's like when you see a movie. and that old movie, and you can see the the, um, the snow, but so quiet. All the streets are so quiet, so alone. I don't know. It's weird.
Okay, okay. Completely different vibes that we have here in our country. Okay, well, that was interesting to know. Okay, good. So tell me, how did you feel these questions? Difficult to answer? A little bit tricky to answer? Tell me the question. How do you feel the question?
I think a little bit tricky because sometimes when I hear about hadn't had, I don't know, it's difficult for me thinking in English, and
See the
you
structure.
yeah, the structure is difficult.
Okay, okay. Yes, I know. Well, the third condition now, the third condition is one of the longest condition that we have. Because yes, we mix two structure in one, okay, one expression. So yes, that would be the topic for today's topic. Well, that would be the third conditional. So let's see, we're going to have like story to make it easy to understand and to, well, to remember when we use this structure. Okay, help me to read. Let's see.
This is Mike. Mike is 70 years old. This is his retirement, I
That
don't
would
know,
be retirement. Retirement.
retirement party.
Okay, so it means that he stopped working, right? He's not working anymore. He retired. That is the retirement part. Okay, Mike is the man with yellow shirt. Okay, in shorts. Okay, now let's see.
Mike was a bus driver for 15 years. He met his wife at work. She was also bus driver.
Okay, just the word. Remember in past is met.
Okay.
Met. Because when you say meet, it's in present with two letter E. But if you have just one E, it's met. Okay, he met his wife at work. Okay, and
Mike was a bus driver for
this is the other. Okay,
yes. They have 4 children together.
okay, good. Now continue.
Mike was a bus driver because his dad was a bus driver, but he always had a secret dream job.
Okay, in this one, we're going to start with the third condition. Let's see. He had a secret, okay, like a secret dream job. Let's see, what was it? Tell me. Can you guess what it was? Any idea? What do you think?
Maybe
We don't know it.
being as engineer.
An engineer, okay, it could be. Hector, an idea? Can you guess what it was? The dream job, the secret dream job. Let's see. Any idea about any job? I cannot listen
I
to you. No, yes, I
no,
can.
I didn't catch the idea. I enter to the class right now.
Okay, okay, okay. Don't worry. That is just trying to figure it out. Like to think about a dream job that could have been an option. Because Mike was a bus driver. Because his dad was a bus driver too. But he had a secret. He always had a secret dream job. And we are just like speculating about. Rocio think that probably an engineer, okay? I think that probably, I don't know, maybe a doctor? What do you think? Can you guess what it was?
An architect, maybe.
Actress? Actor?
Architect.
Oh, architect. Okay, okay, good. Now let's see the secret. Okay, Hector, help me to read.
Mike wanted to be a firefighter. Eh, Is it possible for him to be a firefighter now?
Tell me, he was in his retirement party. So he's around 50. Yes, right? That was the age. Rocio, do you remember the age? 50 years old?
70, I think.
70? 50. Let's go back. No, 50. I know,
Oh,
was bus driver for 50 years. Yes, exactly.
yes.
That was the time. But he right now, yes. Okay, good. He's 70 years old. Okay. And they asked this question. It is possible for him to be a firefighter now? What do you think? Yes or no?
No, for me it's impossible.
Yes, right. It's impossible. Exactly. He cannot be. It's too old to be a firefighter. Okay, no, right. He's too old. Now let's see. Rocio, help me to read this.
If I had been a firefighter, I would have worn a firefighter's uniform.
Okay, good. If I have been a firefighter, I will have worn a firefighter's uniform. And I have a question for you guys. Tell me, is Mike imagining a present or a past situation? Tell me. With that
Uh,
expression.
imaginary situation.
Okay, but it's present or past situation?
Past situation.
It's a past situation. Okay, good. And let's see the next question. Is he imagining a real or imaginary situation? Is talking about the past, about something that was real or was imaginary?
Was
Imagine.
imaginary.
Okay. So it's past and it's not real, right? It's imaginary. Okay, now let's see the next one. Let's see, Hector, help me to read.
If I had been a firefighter, I would have rescued people.
Risky people. Okay. What about this sentence? It's a present or a past situation? Imagining a present or past situation?
It's always past situation, past situation.
It's a past situation. Okay, good. And tell me, was it real or imaginary again?
Imaginary again.
Yes, it's imaginary. Yes. Okay. Now what about this? Rocio, help me to read.
If I had been a firefighter, I would have helped animals.
Okay. And well, the questions are the same. Tell me, did Mike rescue animals? Did he?
Oh, no, I
No, all
think
right.
no,
Why not?
because he was a bus driver.
He was a bus driver. So this is again an imaginary situation in the past. Okay, and let's see. Was is possible now or in the past? Tell me, is possible right now or was possible in the past?
What's possible in past?
Was possible in the past. Okay, good. Now let's see. Hector, help me to read this.
If I had been a firefighter, I would have used a water hose.
Okay, do you know the meaning of hose?
No, really.
No? The one that you use at home to garden the flowers? To water the flowers, sorry.
Okay.
What is it? Hose. Do you know that water is a verb too, right? It could be a noun and could be a verb. So whose? This is the meaning of whose.
Okay.
And when I say water, for example, I drink water. In that case, it's a noun, okay? Because the verb is drink. But if I say I water the plants, it's a verb. So it means regar. Okay, so it could be used in both meanings. Okay, now let's see. Tell me, is my thinking about the past or the present? With this sentence.
Past.
It's about the past. Okay, good. And let's see. Is my thinking about something imaginary again or something real?
Imagine again.
It's imaginary, definitely, right? Okay. Now, what about this? Rocio, help me to read.
If I had been a firefighter, I will have gotten a word.
A word. Okay, good. Now, tell me, guys, is my thinking about the past or the present?
The past.
It's past. Okay, good. And let's see this one. Well, is it imaginary again or not?
Imaginary again.
Yes, absolutely, it is. Okay, guys, so let's see the next one. Well, I know that you know the answer with this one. Hector, help me to read the sentence. If I have been.
If I have been a firefighter, I will have driven a fire truck.
Yes, absolutely. And again, guys, is past? Yes or no? Thinking about the past?
It's past.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And is imaginary or real?
Is imaginary.
Yes, right. Absolutely. Okay, so the third conditional, guys, we use it to talk about past situation, but they was not, well, they are not real. They was not or were not real. We're talking about something imaginary, okay? It's about the past. It's like if you did anything or you are speculating about something imaginary, and it's like you said in Spanish, si hubiera, okay? That is the structure of third conditional, or the use of third conditional. Now let's see. But then Mike remembers something important. Okay, it's just to finish the sentence. Let's see, Hector.
If I had been okay, if I had been a firefighter, I wouldn't have met my wife.
Okay, good. And what else, Rocio?
If I had been a firefighter, I wouldn't have my children's.
Yes. Okay, good. And the last, then let's see, Hector.
If I had been a firefighter, I wouldn't have traveled the city in my bus.
Yes, exactly. So we can use it in positive expressions and also with negative, right? And well, at the end, Rocio.
Mike hugged his wife and had a great retirement party.
Yes. Okay, at the end, he hugged his wife and had a great retirement party. Exactly. Very good. Okay, now let's see. Let's going to think about. Can you remember the sentences? Tell me. You remember the sentences? We were talking about some imaginary and past situations. Okay. Tell me, do you remember what was the sentence with the first one? With the uniform? With a firefighter uniform?
Uh, if I have been a firefighter, I had I don't know
Have
what is the word.
worn. I will have worn.
I will have worn a uniform.
Mhm. Yes, exactly. If I had been a firefighter, I would have worn a firefighter's uniform. Exactly. What about number two? That was about rescue people.
Okay. If I have been a firefighter, I would have rescued. I'm not sure it rescued people.
Yes, rescue people. Exactly. Okay. Now, what about next one? What's about animals? What's the same? No, we have health animals.
animals. If I have been a firefighter, I will have helped animals.
Okay, yes. If I had been a firefighter, I will have helped animals. Yes, okay. And tell me, that expression, the verbs are in past or in past participle? Tell me.
Past participle.
It's past participle, exactly. Just remember that when we have ed verbs, regular verbs, they finish in ed too, right? Like in simple past. So that's probably we confuse them. But this is not simple past, it's past participle. With irregulars, it's easier to identify if you have a past participle. But this is past participle. What about the next one? This one. That was the whose.
If I had been a firefighter, I used I don't remember what is it. Who's
Whose? Mm-hmm.
or I don't know. I don't remember that.
Okay, that was close, but the beginning it's good. So you say, if I had been a firefighter, I would have used a water hose. Yes. Okay, what about the next one?
If I had been a firefighter, I will have won
A word. A word.
award. An award.
Mhm. Yes, was like that, but was a little bit different, but the sentence was okay. Yes, the structure was okay. If I had been a firefighter, I would have got an award. Yes. And the last one about the truck, the firefighter truck.
If I had been a firefighter, I would have drive my truck or a fire truck.
Okay, but the verb have
Driving.
driving. The past participle driving. If I had been a firefighter, I will have driven a fire truck. Yes. Okay, excellent. Very good. So remember, guys, is past situation or present situation? Tell me, past or
Past.
present?
Past.
Past situation. Okay. And was a real situation in the past or an imaginary situation?
Imaginary situation.
Imaginary situations. In
The past.
in the past. Okay, good. And well, in this one, just let me show you. Okay, Rocio, help me to read.
If I had been a firefighter, I wouldn't have met my wife.
Okay, good. Hector?
If I had been a firefighter, I wouldn't have had my children.
Okay. And Rocio?
If I had been a firefighter, I wouldn't have traveled the city in my bus.
Yes. Okay, good. So we can have, like in the previous, positive expressions. I will have got, I will have driven, I will have used. And also you can talk about negative, right? Negative expressions like I wouldn't have traveled, I wouldn't have had, sorry, and I wouldn't have met, right? Yes. And well, that would be the meaning. Hector, help me to read the meaning of the third conditional.
Okay, this is the third conditional. We use it to talk about an imaginary past situation. It's different situation, something that didn't happen.
It's different situations, past situation. So it is something that didn't happen. Yes. And the structure, how do you form that? I know that it's long, right? But it's kind of repetitive. So when you practice, you memorize the structure and we only switch the verbs and then you follow this the same. As you know, we use if and then the past perfect, right? If and then the structure of past perfect. if I had been a firefighter, and then you put a comma only if the if condition is at the beginning. If the clause of if that have the if is at the beginning. You separate it by the comma. And you use, of course, the subject because in English we cannot create sentences without a subject, right? So I, you, he, she, or the names, right? We have to use it. And then would have, and then the past participle. I will have driven a fire truck. And then you like the complement, right? And well, you can switch like the positions and you can put first the clause will and then if. But if you prefer to use this structure, we don't have to use the comma, okay? Because you connect it with if two sentences. But if you put the if condition at the beginning, it's mandatory to use the comma. Okay, how will be this one? I will have driven a fire truck if I had been a firefighter. You can switch the position as you prefer, okay? Now, let's see. We also have negative forms. Rocio, help me to read the negative and question forms.
If I hadn't been a firefighter, I wouldn't have met my wife. If you hadn't been a firefighter, would you have met your wife? What
Okay,
would you have done if you hadn't been a firefighter?
okay, good. So that means that, sorry, we can mix them, right? If I hadn't been a firefighter, I will, we can say it too in positive, I will have been a doctor, for example, or in the past story about Mike, I will have been, what was the profession that he wanted? What was his profession? A bus?
A bus driver.
A bus driver. Okay, let's think about this. If I hadn't been a firefighter, I would have been a bus driver. But for him was the opposite, right? If I hadn't been a bus driver, I would have been a firefighter, right? So we can mix it, or you can have like the full structure in negative, like this example. If I hadn't been a firefighter, I wouldn't have met my wife. The other, if you hadn't been a firefighter, and you can ask, okay, like ask something to someone else. Would you have met your wife? Meet your wife. Or you can eliminate like the option, like the sentence in the question, and just to ask, what would you have done? What would you have been? What would you, what else? What would you have eaten? And so on. If you, and then you complete with the same structure. Okay, and tell me guys, that is like an extra question. When do we use comma in the third conditional form? When? When do we have to use the comma?
When we start the sentence with if.
If.
And
Yes, exactly. We use the comma between clauses when if is at the beginning of the sentence. When if is in the middle of two clauses, like the two sentences, we don't need the comma, right? It's no comma is needed. Okay. So remember, the structure, we use the if clause plus condition that should be in past perfect. Then the comma if the if clause is at the beginning, and then you have the result that is the main clause, and we use would have been. Okay. Now let's see this example. Hector, help me to read the example. Let's see this one. If you had.
If you had come to class, you will have passed the exam.
Yes. And what about the negative? What would be?
Didn't come.
Mhm.
The negative. If you had come to class, you wouldn't have passed the exam?
Oh, you give me the past. No. I was talking about this part.
Ah,
The result.
okay. You didn't come to class and didn't pass the exam.
Okay, good. So we have the if clause. Remember that we are talking about conditions, right? So when we have a condition, well, you will have a result because it's like an imaginary situation and of course should have a result. So the next part that is in green chart, we call it the result because it's like, well, what we get if that happened. So that would be like the result. You didn't come to class and didn't pass the exam. Okay. Now, what about this one, Rocio?
If he didn't have his helmet on, he might have died.
Okay. And what was the result?
He didn't die because he had his helmet on.
Yes. But you say didn't, yes, and it's hadn't. You say didn't. If he didn't have, but it's
I'm
hadn't.
sorry. If he hadn't had
Yes,
his
okay.
helmet, yes.
It hadn't, yes. Okay, good. And well, if you have a question, well, this is not a question. Okay, this is another one. Let's see, Hector, help me with this.
He might have died if he hadn't had his helmet on.
Yes, okay. It's not a question, guys. So it's the same sentence. These two are the same. They are just showing, uh, well, the position, right? If you have the result clause at the beginning, it's no comma needed, right? When you put the main clause at the beginning, only when you have the if at the beginning of the sentence. Okay, now tell me, do you have questions about the structure that we have to follow? No?
No, all clear for me.
Okay, good. So let's see some example just to practice. Because I know when you, well, as I told you, when you know the structure, it's just like to memorize and you only have to switch the verb. And then it's like you follow the same. Okay, let's see. Rocio, help me with the first example.
If I hadn't rained,
Right?
I would have done it.
Okay. Now, Hector, help me with the next one.
If I had been chapter, then I would have bought it.
Okay, Rocio, continue.
If you had won the lottery, what would you have bought?
Okay, Hector, the next one.
I would have gone if you had told me.
Okay, next one, Rocio.
Okay. If you hadn't come, she would have been disappointed.
Okay, disappointed. Disappointed.
Disappointed.
Yes, because it is disappointed. Yes, good. And well, let's see. Okay, guys, so we're going to complete this one. Just let me open. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're going to have some options, right? And we have to select what fits better in each sentence. Okay, let's see. Hector, which would you choose for the first sentence?
I, they would have been the option B.
Letter B. Okay. Read it, please.
If I hadn't gone to their party, they wouldn't have been offended.
Offended, yes. It's because it finished with letter D. And remember, when we have letter D and T, in past is did. Offended, wanted, needed. Okay, good. Now, Rosia, number 2.
If she had felt sick, She will have gone to the doctor.
Okay, good. Will have gone to the doctor. Now let's see actor number 3.
If you had had enough money last year, she she will have bought a car.
Okay, yes. Will have bought a car. And Rocio, if I,
If I if I don't if I had know that, I wouldn't have asked.
yes. If I had known that, I wouldn't have asked. Yes. Okay, and well, Hector, help me with the next.
I'm sure I'm sure Sue will have understood if you had explained the situation.
Okay, the movie had explained. Yes, exactly, guys. So let's check it. Well, we have to finish. Yes. Okay. Oh, I don't know why they return, but we use it, right? We put it. Yes, and this one is will have been, yes, and will have gone. Just to let me show you the answers again. Will have been and will have gone. In this one, you say will have both, right? If I had known, and if you had explained. Now let's check again because it's supposed we select all of them. Now, yes, I don't know, turns back, but you know that is the answer. We'll have got yes. Okay, guys. Now you know the answer, the structure, right? So let's see. Let me share this one on the chat, on the Zoom chat, to use to share with this one. Okay, something that happened with the third condition is that we use, normally we can use wool, okay? But also, depending on the situation, you can use cool and might. Remember that might is when do we use might? When do you remember that we use might? When we use this modal verb, might.
When we have uh, a big possibility to happen something.
Sure, it's not may.
Yeah.
Because you have May and May. Okay. Yes, I know that they are tricky. But remember, the difference between they, you have May and my. I remember that when I was learning, I also confused the pronunciation because it sounds more like my. I don't know why for me it was like that. But okay, let me review about this. The difference, okay, when we have May and my, the difference between them is the possibility. When you have my, it's higher possibility to happen. My, well, sorry, may. I told you, I
May.
confused them, the pronunciation, but it's may, okay? It's higher possibility. But when I have my, it's a lower possibility, okay? That is the difference. And well, according to the uses, let me show you, well, this one, okay. Yes, that would be helpful. Okay, Hector, help me to read this with me.
May. Used to express what is possible, factual, or could be factual.
So it has a higher possibility to happen. Okay, but what about might? Rosia, is used to?
Might. Used to express what is counterfactual, if hypothetical, or remotely possible.
Yes. So you have lower possibility to happen. So it's, well, it's probably no in rather than a yes answer. Okay, so that is the difference. So that's why in this third condition, remember, you're talking about a past situation and well, it's an imaginary situation. So it's not possible to happen, right? Because we cannot change past, neither something that is imaginary. So that's why we use might and not may. Okay. And wool and cool, remember that at some point they are synonyms. So it's just like a respectful way to answer. They are polite when you want to request something, when you ask for something. So we can switch between them. Cool and cool. Okay, now that you have the structure, that you know how to form, now let's try it again to answer this that we have at the beginning. Okay, let me mix them. And okay, I will ask you guys. Let's see. Hector, tell me, how would you answer this? Remember that they are past situation and they are imaginary. Okay, so any of them were real.
Okay. What would our life have been like if the years? Okay. Maybe we had been a socialist country, maybe,
Okay,
and probably, or maybe we we have used, or we have talked that language. I'm not sure how to pronounce that language. The Rush, or I'm not sure.
okay, okay.
Russian, maybe I'm not sure. But maybe we we had uh, we had we had shared the same culture with them.
Okay,
Yeah, use that,
okay.
I think.
Okay, good. Was missing just one expression? Well, sometimes we can omit it, but most of the time we have both clauses just to specify what are you talking about, the imaginary situation. At the beginning, you forget to say if the USSR hadn't fallen apart, we would have spoken Russian, for example, and
Okay.
all the expressions that you gave us. Yes. Okay. Now let's see, Rocio. What about this? How would you have spent your last weekend if your parents hadn't stayed at home with you? Imagine that you're a kid.
Okay. Yes, because in this moment I live alone. So,
Yes.
uh, well, if my parents hadn't stayed at home with me this the last weekend, I will I would have eaten a lot of hamburgers and eaten a lot of chocolate, and I seen a lot of movies.
Okay. I have seen a lot of movies.
And I sleep with all my dogs.
Okay. Good. Okay, guys. So, well, I know that could be tricky, right? That was just like the last review, the last part. But for tomorrow class, well, we're going to continue practicing this because tomorrow, if I'm not wrong, is the speaking. Yes, it's the speaking class. So we're going to continue with this one. I will try to share to send you the structure, the first part that we studied today, this part specifically, to help you to review because tomorrow we're going to practice with this. Okay, we're going to have a couple of activities and also another one. Let me see. I think that we can depend how many of you join tomorrow, but we can work like a group. Okay, guys. So we're going to stop here for today, class, and tomorrow we're going to continue with this. Okay.
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 Okay, good. So thank you guys. I hope you have a great night and see you tomorrow.
See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Tomorrow.
See you. Bye bye. Take care.